One radio. 2 minutes past the 5 o'clock hour today, Tuesday, the 24th of September, 2024. And before I went on that break, I had said that I was going to have a guest. He's here now in all his glory. I'm having such an amazing time having conversations with him because I found out that we have a bit of thing in common. We get to talk about it. This is someone who has a beautiful, calm, signature alternative sound. He's filled with indigeneity and has like cultural heritage attached to it. I present to you Nimii.Music.
Yeah.
Hi, Nimii.
Thank you so much for having me. Hi.
It's great to have you on the show. Guess what? This is Nimi's first radio interview.
Yep.
I feel like we need to like have a plaque handed over to you and maybe me because I'm the one doing this interview.
Yep.
So Nimii, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm coming off a little bit of illness, but slowly
Feeling a little better.
Feeling a bit better. Yeah. Exactly.
Fantastic. I'm glad that you could make it here to
Thank
talk
you so
about this
much.
beautiful single that you just dropped.
Thank
But
you.
first off, what inspires you to do music?
I've been in and around music for pretty much all my life. I started playing piano at the age of 7. I was enrolled in music class as well, and then I was in choir as well. Those are the works that most people kind of go through, like early artists. And then eventually, a little bit into my 20s, I realized that I really had this like desire to express myself with melody. And I watched a TV show called Nashville. I'm not sure if you know that TV show.
Nashville, yes, I do.
Yeah. I thought it was very inspiring, and I kind of fell in love with the songwriting process that they went through and the way that they were able to pour themselves into all of what they were doing. I also was going through a breakup at the time as well.
Now that is inspiration enough to write a song. But go on.
Exactly. So, during that time, I found it to be so cathartic to release what I was feeling through melody and through song. And then I eventually, you start off with some skill set in production, and then eventually kind of build your way up to where you are. And now I'm happy about where I am musically.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So you produce too?
I produce as well, yes.
Fantastic.
I produced Mama actually by
Songwriter.
myself.
You
Yeah.
did?
Yeah.
I mean, I thought it was some very bougie producer that did something on that. But great work. I mean, I listened to Mama and I thought it was really, really good. So now,
Thank you so much.
I mean, growing up, which of your parents would you say was musically inclined?
Actually, both of them. I think if I had to pick one, there was kind of like it was a bit of a discrepancy in their tastes and in sort of like the way they approached music. Neither of them were artists per se, but my dad was on more. He was obviously I grew up in a quite religious home, but my dad was.
Hence the choir. But go on.
Hence the choir, exactly. Choir was actually boarding school, actually.
Oh, nice.
Port Harcourt,
Which we talked about.
Yeah.
Funny, I mean, I was having a conversation with Nimii and he goes, oh, like I schooled in Bonny. I'm like, Bonny Island? I'm like, I've been there 3 times. And he goes, where? I'm like, LLG Camp. He's like, oh, you really? Where? I'm like, the regimented life there is ridiculous. People that live there should just go abroad afterwards because they can't come to Lagos.
Yeah.
No. Like, they how was it like coming back to Lagos after that?
My first time being there, I thought that the plane had taken I'm gonna say took in.
It's fine, my darling. Sometimes it's English. You used to just drop. But go on.
Taking the detour and taking me to the UK or something.
Because
honestly,
see, you have no idea. Like when I went there the first time, I'm like, I took pictures. Someone was like, "Are you abroad?" I'm like, "No, I'm not. I'm in Nigeria. Like it's Port Harcourt.
Exactly.
It's Bonny. Very beautiful place, I must say. But yes, we're talking about your parents.
So yes, so my mom was on the more religious side of music, and she would sing hymns. She grew up Anglican actually.
Oh, that is so sweet.
So she would sing hymns at home, and she would not only sing the lyrics of the hymns, but she would also sing the tonic solfa as well. So she would sing like do mi re do sol la sol mi re do mi re.
It takes someone who is ingrained in music to actually get that.
No, she would actually read it off a piece of paper. And I think
even if you give me a paper, I will not be able to read it. But go on.
I was eventually able to master the tonic solfa through that process, as well as even use that in creating. Just like whenever I go to church, for example, I come home and then I would go in and like try to recreate what I heard. Over time, I can't develop the skill for that. My mom only listened to Christian music. My dad had mostly Christian music as well, but he also had a little bit of a secular, I guess, taste as well. Yeah, so. So that growing up in that way, they're definitely kind of influenced. My dad loved Phil Collins, and he loved ABBA and artists.
A beautiful merger, I must say. But why Afro Soul? Did this inform Afro Soul as a genre that you're now invested in?
Funny enough, Afro Soul is sort of more so newer for me. I kind of also my name Nimii.Music actually evolved over time, because prior to this I had a different name, and then I realized that I wanted to express myself in my culture as well as with the music I was influenced with growing up as well, and I wanted to also use a tag or a name that kind of matched my heritage as well as matched the kind of person I want to be. So I switched my name from Dear Introspect, which was before, to now Nimii.Music. Yeah.
Oh,
but Afro
Dear
Soul
Introspect.
Dear Introspect.
Dear Introspect. That's
like
very
a letterhead.
English. Yeah, like a Dear Introspect.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like, where's his boy from? I need to, but I like that. I like that you actually now decided to tap into your cultural heritage. You say, you know what, I would rather use Nimii.Music.
Yeah, for sure. One aspect of the music is that cultural piece, but also I still have a lot of R&B soul influence as well, which I want to kind of blend in as well with just Nimii.Music too. So
It's a little bit of ingenuity to modernization, like a merger, which is absolutely gorgeous, by the way.
Thank you
I
so
mean, you
much.
started playing the piano at 7. What was I doing at 7? I think I just wore like a piece of no, I don't want to say this, but you know what we do at 7. His producer is here looking at me. You know what you did at 7? Yes or yes?
We grew up
Literally
together, actually. He grew up, he was in
together.
Bonny Island as well.
Oh,
Yeah, he
that
grew
is
up in Bonny Island with me,
amazing.
yeah.
I literally was running around the streets with tire. No, I wasn't doing that. No, don't mind me. It's just it's just crazy. But I mean, since you decided that music is bread and butter, is something that you've always wanted to do, at what point did you realize, you know what, this is it? It's this or nothing?
Yeah, so my story is quite interesting. My older brother, he's a doctor in the States.
Wow.
And that was my trajectory as well for a long time. It took me a long time to really kind of decide and kind of come to terms with the fact that I just wasn't able to separate myself away from music. I felt like it was a calling as opposed to just a hobby or a pastime and things like that. So I think probably around the same time I went through that breakup.
It was like midlife crisis. So how do they say it?
It was an early life crisis.
Early life crisis, I know, right?
I was listening to a podcast one time, and Lionel Richie was being interviewed, and he was saying something about how he did not go and set out on his way to write music. He would just wake up one morning and the whole song would just come to him. And I realized that was what was happening to me as well. And so I just felt like I couldn't ignore that. And I wanted to explore sort of what that would lead to, or sort of what that would constitute for my life and for myself. Yeah.
How did your parents take it?
Was
he taken away like, oh yeah, music, oh my darling, go, your brother is a doctor, yes, you want to do music, oh fantastic, or what was the reaction like?
Big shout out to my brother Ayo.
Oh, nice.
Great guy, love him so dearly. But he definitely took a lot of the pressure off for me, that's for sure. He not only is a doctor, he also has an MBA as well. So, and he just kind of does like boss ass stuff. I can't say the S word here. So. And and so I think after I did my master's degree, I did my master's in 2017 and 18. My parents were a little bit more lax, and they kind of were more open to me exploring sort of the creative things that I felt I wanted to pursue. So that definitely helped a lot with my brother being a doctor and everything. So,
so it's like, you do the doctor-ish, I'm just going to do music.
Exactly,
but how has the journey been so far?
If I'm being honest, it hasn't been necessarily the easiest for me. I'm coming from a place, just being vulnerable right now, from a place of some level of insecurity and things like that I'm still kind of dealing with. I think in living in the social media age, we tend to compare ourselves a lot to people who are more accomplished than we are. And we kind of also tend to pair or try to contrast our talents with their talents and wonder whether or not we're
good enough.
Exactly, or scale up to the level of influence and things like that. And so honestly, I'm navigating those waters, and I'm still kind of new and fresh into this whole thing. So hopefully over time I will have a lot more to deliver and a lot more to offer, and that will be great.
Oh, thank you so much for that, for being very vulnerable, because sometimes we tend to compare ourselves to people when we see that they're doing good. And that's why I always say, like, comparison is a thief of joy.
100%,
It makes you
yeah.
feel like you are not good enough or you're not doing the most.
For sure.
Because your journey is your journey,
Mhm,
is
mhm.
literally your journey.
Yeah.
And things don't necessarily happen for you the same way that will happen for other people. So
Exactly,
the moment
yeah.
that people begin to understand that, I think that's when a lot of things would just fall in place.
Yeah.
Well, you're still tuned into your one family, one radio station, Super Nice 2.7 FM. I have here with me Nimii.Music, and we're talking about the kind of songs that he does. Very beautiful. You get to listen to that right after this break. Go nowhere. I will be right back.
More music for right.
2.7 Super FM.
Your one family, one radio, Super 92.7 FM.
Your dad must be so jealous that you have a song dedicated to your mom. At some point, I'm like, I'm not going to agree. If I was your dad, I say, do one that has to do with daddy. Let's talk about it.
Yes,
well, you're still tuned into your one family, one radio station, 2.7 FM. Nimii.Music is in the studio with me.
Thank
and we're
you so
talking
much.
about his new single called Mama.
Yes.
Mama.
Mama.
What inspired this? Of course, I shouldn't even be asking that question. Your mom.
Yes, my mom.
But what is one sacrifice that you say your mom actually did that just like literally blew your mind?
Oh, that's a great question. My mom, I think the biggest sacrifice I can point out with her was actually sacrificing her own professional ambition to stay home and raise us. Yeah. And for years and years. And now she, after doing that for the whole time that we're all kids, she then started her school. Yes.
That is amazing.
So, I'm very thankful for that. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say the school name here or anything.
No,
I'm
no.
not. Yeah, that's okay. But yeah, she started the school and it's been thriving and has been doing quite well. And so we thank God for that. And that would be probably the biggest sacrifice that I can think of off the top of my head for now.
And so it was a birthday gift to her on her birthday.
It was a birthday gift, yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
that is beautiful.
Yeah.
Mommy's born in October, by the way. Well, October babies, we do great things. My birthday is next week, just so everybody knows.
Yeah.
Well, so how long did it take to put the song together?
So, I was at work one day and then I just was that hook part that says Ori Leleo, that just kind of kept playing in my mind over and over and over again. And then I just started to write around it. And then eventually the verse came. So that part came and then the chorus came from that. And then eventually the verse then came eventually after that. And then it all kind of came together in that kind of way. So like I said, sometimes I really don't know where what that ephemeral source is, where the songs come from. And I just kind of try to tap into it and bring it to life.
Fantastic. So, what artists would you say hopped on this to do a remix? Who do you think? Who do you think?
It's a great question. Okay, let me think. Asha will be amazing.
Yes. You literally took those words out of my mouth. Asha will be amazing.
Simi will be amazing as well.
True. They always put Asha and Simi almost like.
I know.
Because they do music that literally touches the soul. Like Simi will tell you outrightly, the music that I do is meant for the people that it's meant for.
Yes.
If you don't vibe with it, it's fine. I do great music. I understand that music is timeless. And the beautiful thing about the song, Mama, is that it's a timeless piece.
Yes. That's what I was going for.
Because, the likes of, take for example, Timi Dakolo, who does timeless music that, he did a Christmas album not too long ago. And every Christmas, it definitely will be played.
Yep.
Yeah, want me, you're getting married, please.
Exactly.
So now, take for example, someone who wants to celebrate their mother's birthday, reaching out to you, I want you to come and sing this song for my mom.
Exactly.
A timeless piece indeed.
That was what I was going for. You took the words right out of my mouth because I was really thinking about that when I was creating the song. I was thinking about where it could be performed and what kind of people will be into wanting to have me perform it for them and things like that. And I just felt that it should just be such a great legacy stamp for my mom, for her to be the source of this sort of global or whatever regional space where it thrives, and have her just have that be something that she can look back on later on in life.
And your mom is beautiful, by the way.
Oh,
I saw
thank you.
pictures of her on social media. Yeah, she's absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, thank you so much.
So every time I listen to songs or listen to a project or body of work, I always like to write stuff about it, just pen down something. So I thought that this song was a timeless piece that deeply appreciates motherhood, knitted in indigeneity and cultural heritage, made with love.
Oh,
that's what I thought it was. Amazing.
Yeah.
I really love the song.
Thank you so much.
Well done, Nimii. It's great to have you.
Oh,
I just hope that this couldn't end. We should just go back and forth and just keep talking. But it's great to have you right here. Be a part of the family. Of course, we're going to play this song on Mother's Day and every other day to appreciate women.
That would be so
Men, do not be offended. Yeah, you guys didn't carry babies in your womb.
Speaking of my dad, I did. He didn't say it outright to me, saying that oh, why did you
Yeah.
make him? So, but I began to work on something for him as well.
Oh, that is so cute.
So that would be more on the like slower kind
Sure.
of like R&B style, just like appreciative
Like
song
Dance
as
with
well.
My Father again.
Something like that.
Okay.
Yes, exactly. Yes,
Okay.
so-
I'm definite that you had an amazing time with myself and Nimii.Music right here in the studio. It's been great with you. Thank you so much,
Thank
Nimii, for
you.
gracing
Thank
the
you so
Blue
much.
Haven. Your one family, one radio station. Go nowhere. Rep Your Tribe happens from 5:30 up until 6 o'clock. This time around, you get to tell me what naming rights are when you give birth to a child within a particular tribe. Whether you're from the north, south, east, or west, we get to have that conversation. Go nowhere.
92.7 Super FM.
Are you ready
Super
to elevate your entertainment
92.7
brand and captivate
FM.
millions?
One family,